So we're back with Gamesmaster. This is episode number 2, series 1, airing on January the 12th, 1992. And we're back in the chapel, church type area with Dominik Diamond, our favourite presenter.
Welcome to Gamesmaster, TV's only show devoted solely to video games. So if the sentence Mario got stomped by a green Koopa paratrooper makes any sense to you, you're tuned to the right chart.
Excellent.
If it doesn't, and you're one of those people who think Game Boy is a young scout doing bobber jobs, then watch on and erase that ignorance. And to get the show kicked off, let's call up everybody's favourite uncle, Gamesmaster, for the first challenge.
Okay, what have we got then?
Greetings, and I'd like
Greetings.
to say how delighted I am to see you again.
And you.
If you enjoyed last week's challenge,
I did.
I think you'll find tonight's three little jaunts an absolute hoot. First off the starting blocks, an endearing young fellow by the name of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
Your task?
The first game.
To collect 150 rings or more on the second level of an area known as the Green Hill Zone. These rings are dotted around a tropical landscape plagued with all manners of hostile
I
creatures.
think what made these challenges even more appealing was these are the kind of things you'd probably set yourself to do after you'd completed the game, or you'd try and collect so many rings on a level or do it in the quickest time.
Hunting?
So it was kind of a reflection of what we were doing anyway,
Challenge is Alex Berry from Stanmore.
but in a competitive format that you could just slob back and watch with a cup of tea and your hoops on toast. Who's this guy? Hello, mate.
Now, Alex, there are a total of 163 rings on this level. We originally set you 150, but you asked it to be increased to 160. Why was that?
Because it was just a great challenge, and I want to show everyone that I'm...
What a guy. What a challenger. 160 rings out of 163.
Admire your pluck, young man. It's nice to see such flushing confidence in youth. Would you like to...
I like his neck scarf.
In our games playing chair, we'll get ready to start. And joining me in the pulpit is a man who knows more than most about this machine. Sega Power Magazine's deputy editor, Neil West.
Neil West?
Thanks, Dominic. Now, we have a very cocky young competitor.
His leather jacket and his red cap, looking like a grease version of Mario.
Quickly, but you've missed the rings. There are some very tricky stages, so pick up an invincibility shield before you take them on. That's my advice.
Okay.
Good advice, my man. This is why you are editor of Sega Power.
Your 2 minutes begin now.
Okay, off he goes. 4 rings straight away.
You see the massive screen that this is broadcast on at the top of the church.
So he's on 9. He started quite well.
He's not doing too
It must look a bit
He
pixelated.
goes up in a ball when he jumps, and he can actually kill the baddies. What he's got to watch out for is if he walks into a baddie, runs into one, or just lands on top of one after falling, then he takes a hit. And the problem there is that he drops all his rings. You've got to remember, there's only 163 in the whole level. He's after 160, so he really can't afford to miss any.
Has he got a time limit? I didn't hear.
He's coming up for 30 seconds, just about here. Nearly a quarter of the way through.
Okay.
What distance has he
That was a
scored?
little television screen inside those.
Oh my word, he's...
Oh my... Diamond. Oh my word. What crazy shenanigans.
10 rings each, and now he's got, you see he's surrounded by a sort of glow. That's an invincibility shield.
Oh, he's got at some speed here, isn't he?
He certainly
Oh, he
is.
just missed those spikes. So that was a little bit of a close encounter.
He's doing
Oh my god, he's up on some roof
He's just
there.
got an extra life, and he's collecting.
If you try recording the Master System version of this with the
47 seconds gone. He's in remarkable.
Shield.
Halfway through the amount of rings.
you have to get the frame settings right, otherwise you can't see the shield half the time, because it just flickers between having it on and
Very,
off.
very useful.
Oh, now what's this?
Mega Drive version, it just spins around with some sort of pseudo dithering transparency effect. Lovely
And
stuff.
without having to curl up into a ball, so that's going to help him a
This
lot.
must be quite hard when you're under pressure.
Halfway through 109 rings.
This guy has got a lot of practice on this.
Okay, well, he's got a lot of rings in a short amount of time, but he's taken all the easy ones. He's now got to explore the sort of trickier parts of the level. And
116 rings. Come on, my
Okay,
man.
there's another 10
There's
rings
another
here.
126.
Strings
up
and he's
onto a
got
catapult.
136. 14. No, he's got 24. He's got to get 160, he said, remember?
2 rings left. It's going to be very close. Oh, 150. 10
He needs to
left.
find another 10.
10 rings left. 30 seconds to go.
He should do it. This
Oh my
shouldn't be a
word, now he's
problem.
going in here looking for some more rings here.
And
There's
there's
another
the
10.
10.
And
There's
he's
the
got
10.
160. He's got...
Oh, he's done it. He's... Come on, get the bonus stage. You missed the bonus stage. You should be disqualified. 160 exactly. He had planned that out to a T. I wonder how much time he spent practicing this before coming on the game show. I would probably miss school for a fortnight.
Now, Alex, you had 20
Good lad, Alex.
seconds to spare.
You've made us proud.
Ever any doubt in your mind?
Yeah, there was a couple of times because the only way I could get 160 rings was to bash through the wall, and I'm not very good at that, and I thought I was going to mess it up.
Okay,
You haven't got the Sonic spin, have you, on the first one?
prize that sits lovingly on anyone's mantelpiece, the Golden Gamesmaster joystick.
I always thought it... Oh, the golden joystick. I always thought it was a bit weird playing Sonic CD because you had the standing spin, but the graphics were in the style of Sonic 1 rather than 2. It always seemed a bit...
And now, while
out of
Alex
sync.
gets to grips with this humongous possession, we're going to take a look.
And that was because two different teams were... We had a team working on Sonic 2 and a team working on Sonic 1 concurrently. Sonic CD concurrently. And they came up with slightly different styles.
Key in First Samuel.
Oh, is this an Amiga game again? First Samurai? Good show.
Very Chinese takeaway, lots of lotus trees and...
Zero magazine, yeah, I remember that. That was around for a little while. I don't think it lasted a long time, not like the main magazines.
Features some beautiful graphics, brilliant.
CMBG, of course, that lasted a very long time.
And for good measure.
I think the first
Still going. Gamesmaster's still going, isn't it?
plenty to do and beat up.
I often see that in the newsagents and get tempted to buy it. I don't know whether it'd be the same. I mean, I like new consoles, but...
Next, also on the Amiga, we enter the murky underworld of Pitfighter. 3 butch contestants trade below the belt action in an orgy of
Butch.
unrestrained violence.
An orgy of violence.
Pitfighter's less of a beat 'em up, more of a sort of kick the living crap out of everybody 'em up. It's you don't have that many moves.
It's really a synonym, isn't it? Surely.
What you're going to do next.
It's not so much counter-attacking your opponent's moves, more just mindly...
The Amiga version was good. It had, did it have scaling? I think the Mega Drive version didn't have the arcade scaling, did it? It kind of had a kind of a zooming effect, but didn't they? No, I don't know. I have to look this up.
Pulsating pixels of monochrome muscle.
Double Dragon 2.
Double Dragon 2.
Cute, safe, nice, cool. You walk along,
4 words. Good work.
teeth, and that's about it. And that's quite good fun, as it turns out.
I do love a Game Boy game. Very nostalgic.
And now for this week's hardware feature. Sometimes all there is between gaming success and failure is the power of your
What's
hand.
he doing? Bit frantic?
Look at 3 of the latest gimmicks which may just turn you from a limp...
Oh, I need to do a review on one of them soon. Oh, there's the Sega chair.
First up, the Powerglove, a futuristic gauntlet that translates hand and arm movements into on-screen action.
Why? Why?
In specific program code.
What marketer came up with this?
Play. This game here is Top Gun, and the program code is number.
It's not even natural to play Top Gun with a glove. Do you fly a jet fighter? I mean, you probably wear gloves, but you don't control a plane with a glove, do you?
Small movements to the left to bring the plane round, bank,
It's like a shit Wii U.
and the same with the right. When I want to fire my missiles, I simply press my index finger.
Or press a button on a control pad.
Good to use. It feels like you're more in the game, and you do get a sweat using it.
Next, use your feet as well as your fingers.
We need one of the steering wheels to go with that.
can set through a control on the foot pedal.
It's like having half a car.
Buttons on the foot pedal to correspond to the different buttons on the joystick. It was good for the car racing game, and I should think it would be good for, say, a beat-em-up game where you have to kick. But I don't know whether it would be good for puzzle games.
I imagine the joypad would
And finally,
puzzle
Terence
games.
Conran's Sega
That's great.
The idea is just to move about in the seat as you would move the joystick.
The thing about all these accessories is they make you look awkward as
You're
fuck.
very physically involved in the game, and it feels like you're jumping about, and practically everything is...
Feels like you're jumping about whilst sitting on your ass.
If you'd like any more info on these joysticks or anything else in the programme, you can call the Gamesmaster Club. The number to phone will be given...
Did anyone ever phone the Gamesmaster Club? I'm intrigued to know what happened in that strange area.
Reviews this week. But not to worry, for now we go on to our celebrity challenge. And here to tell us all about it is the biggest celeb of them all, the Gamesmaster.
Back so soon?
Yes.
Well, after the whimsical antics of Sonic the Hedgehog, I thought it was about time we tested your physical might. The second challenge is on Sonic Blastman.
Oh, is this a bit of a Sonic-themed episode?
Is careering toward the Earth. You have 3 punches...
Not Sonic Hedgehog, is it? But the word Sonic.
Task. The person who records the highest score is the winner. So, roll up your sleeves and remember that the fate of mankind is at the mercy of your fists.
To find the perfect competitors for this unique challenge, we scoured the arcades and gyms nationwide and came up with a perfect competition.
Taito.
British Sonic Blastman champion Paul Turner against one of the most fearsome punchers in world boxing, former British heavyweight champion Gary Mason.
Gary Mason. I remember when Frank Bruno was on this show. Alright, Dom. That doesn't sound... Who the hell is that?
Gary, if I could start with you, Paul is a legend in the arcades, both as a brilliant player and a tough street fighter. How are you going to cope against him?
Well, for
Check out the top right, we've got the adverts coming up soon.
But I have, so I'm prepared for it.
Okay, Paul, Gary's record is very impressive. 36 fights, 35 wins, 32 of which have been knockouts. You must be
So
trembling.
that you know that it's nearly time to make yourself a cup of tea.
Okay, I'm the champ.
Okay, well, we look like we've got a bit of a grudge match here. If you want to see if the tough arcade street fighter topples the polished professional slugger, join us after the break.
There we go. Break time. Or using the magic of 2016 pre-recorded media, we're back.
Welcome back to Gamesmaster.
Thank you.
Well, we're about to see
Dominik.
tough arcade.
What a crazy diamond you are.
Take on the polished professional punches of Gary Mason. It's a punch-up everybody's been waiting for, so let's call up Paul Turner to take the...
I do have a cup of tea here, actually. It's in my Sinclair Spectrum mug. Although I put it in the dishwasher, it's done that kind of fading thing. I'm not too happy.
Out of harm's way tonight is Tim Boone.
Happens when you run out of salt.
Games Magazine. Welcome, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Okay, so who's your favourite then?
Well, I've seen Paul in training and he's looking very good indeed. However, you have to be a fool to bet against Gary Mason, so that's who my money is on.
Well, call me a fool, but I'm going to put my money on Paul, Tim.
You're on.
Okay, so 3 punches to destroy the meteorite. Whoever has the most tonnage at the end of the 3 punches wins.
Mr. Diamond seems quite jolly in this
Will you take your first punch?
episode.
Here he goes, winding up.
In the later ones, he's quite nihilistic,
123 tons.
very sarcastic.
Punching power there from Paul.
Not that that's a bad thing. I think there was a lot of tension in this show. It kind of hung on to itself and carried on for quite a while. But I didn't think it had a lot of budget, and
Yes, not as good. Not as good. You could tell with the way that the
Diamond held it together well.
in exactly the right place. He'll be disappointed with that one.
Dexter gave a good shot in, was it Series 3, but
Do it on the basis of his first play.
he wasn't quite the right style.
Punch.
Boom!
Was that a good one, Tim?
It was a good one, but it wasn't enough.
106 tons.
106 tons.
Didn't destroy
106 tons. Well done, my lad.
the total tonnage.
Very powerful.
332.
Be too down about that.
Not at all. This is in fact the game at its highest setting.
Okay, Gary, if you'd like to step up and...
Surely he can't be Gary.
So the meteorite's coming down. Let's see what Gary does.
Surely Gary's going to smash that meteorite. No, sorry, it's a meteor. A meteorite is after it's hit the
I
Earth.
think probably the first thing he'll do is go for a jab. Let's have a look.
Oh!
That was a jab. Now, was it very powerful? Let's take a look. 105
tons. Quite a safe points to start off.
Good, but I'm convinced Gary Mason can do better.
I don't know. I wonder what the sensors are like on this game. There must be a knack to...
Straight right. That should be better. 107 tons. He's looking for the knockout blow, and he needs 138 tons to smash up that meteor. He needs something.
There's no doubt that his punch is going to be harder, sure.
Punch here, Gary, if
Big
you want
punch
to
from
win.
Gary.
Take
It's all about the technology behind the sensors.
Oh, it's a huge one there. Is it going to be enough to smash the
119.
Not quite enough. The big thing is, has he beaten Paul? Gary's total power 331. He's just been beaten by Paul. Paul is the winner by 1 ton.
4 wins.
Commiserations, Gary. You had a lovely combination of punches, but it wasn't quite enough on the day.
No, it looks as if losing is becoming a habit for me these days.
If I could go on to the winner, Paul, I mean, that was stunning.
I just done it. It's just on the
Well done.
moment I had to beat him.
You've made us proud. Once again.
You've beaten Gary on the game. Can we see a match in the ring between the two of you?
There'll be a rematch. He knows where to find me. Any arcade, any day. I'm still the champion, that's where I want to stay.
It's all about technique, though, isn't it? I mean, if you do had a proper fight, I think I know who my money would be on.
Looking for Paul Turner.
Okay, we'll look forward to the rematch. Meanwhile, Paul, you have won the prize that every fighter dreams of. Our special golden Gamesmaster joystick.
Oh, yeah. I've got no lead, though, has it? How are you supposed to play with it?
No, loser!
Unless it's, like, tucked in. I bet they'd cut it off. A shame. I imagine the gold would flake off if he used it anyway. Probably straight out of Wilco's.
Now, while I show Gary and Ali shuffle or two in the
Did Wilco's even exist in '92? B&Q did.
For us in his consultation.
Juicens. I used to go to Juicens quite a lot. Don't see many of them around anymore. There we go. Virtual reality. Let's go and see Patrick.
Hello, Gamesmaster.
Hello, Patrick.
Welcome to my kingdom. I am delighted to see you. And what have you got to ask me?
After hours of playing on level 3 of Strider, I could not get past the closing wall section without hearing you getting squashed. Can you help me?
Hours?
Indeed, I...
You spent hours?
Young man. Now listen. Instead of trying to climb up one side of the wall, you should jump from side to side. You will find that your upward progress accelerates, and you should have no trouble reaching the summit before the walls...
He knows, doesn't he?
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Don't call Patrick Moore mate.
Hello, Gamesmaster.
Sir to you.
Hello, and nice to see you. Now, what can I do for you?
I heard in Super Mario Bros. 3 there's a secret whistle in the first world, which enables you to warp into a later level. I don't
got a metal tooth cap. Impressive.
I know where it is. Oh, the audacity of youth. Of course I do. The whistle is on level 3 of the first world. But bear with me, because finding it is a little complicated. You will need to jump on top of the 5th block of the level, a white one, then squat for 5 seconds. You will then fall behind the background scenery. Once there, go to the end of the stage, and you will enter a house where the first whistle...
I didn't even know that. You know, I'm not a big Nintendo games player.
It's a lot.
Especially not the NES, but that is intriguing.
Hello, Gamesmaster.
I'm sure to Nintendo fans that is obvious. It's like the up, down, left, right, A and start Sonic cheat.
Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to kill both of these men, as one of them is actually the mayor being held...
Ah, Robocop on the Nintendo Entertainment System. He looks lanky. All the little guys who run towards him look like children.
Shoot him 3 times, he'll release the mayor and come charging towards you. When this happens, punch him, and he will eventually...
Punch him. Punch his face in.
Right, thanks.
Thanks, mate.
Not at all. And I think that's enough goodies for this little session, though I must admit I do rather enjoy my role as agony uncle. Make sure you tune in for our next rendezvous.
Okay, what have we got now?
So, some juicy computer tips.
We must be nearing the end of the show. Yep.
Let's see what Gamesmaster has planned.
My final challenge tonight is on lemmings. The lemming is an exasperating breed of rodent that seems hell-bent on committing suicide.
Amiga?
You're charged with delivering a certain percentage of these creatures to safety by guiding them.
Could be the Mega Drive version.
But the only way you can do this, I'm sorry to say, is by blowing up some of the lemmings to make holes that the others can fall through. Once a lemming has been programmed to explode, it takes 5 seconds to self-destruct. Perfect timing is therefore required to ensure that the lemmings explode over the sections of the puzzle where there's no furnace. The slightest slip-up will signal a mass indiscrimination. You have 2 minutes to save 90% of the lemmings. A race of retarded rodents is depending on you.
Can't use the R word. My God, Patrick.
This is an incredibly tough challenge.
The 20th century.
Find one of the best Lemmings players in the country, and we found him in Leicester. Please give a succulent Gamesmaster welcome to Robert Clark.
Can you see where he's going? It's pretty dark in there. Oh, no, they're not sunglasses. They just look like they were.
Welcome to Gamesmaster, Robert.
Hi, Dominic. Nice.
They've got some pretty immense lenses on. That might give them a bit of an advantage.
How long did it take you to complete all 120 levels?
Oh, about 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, we
Dominic's like, took me about a week, mate.
5 minutes ago. What was your reaction?
I was pretty shocked.
Do you think you can clock it?
I'll have a go.
Okay then, if you'd like
Yeah, mate, have a go.
in our pine hot seat, we'll get ready to play the game.
Okay.
Righty.
Now, we've dragged him back screaming, but back he is, Tom Watson from Renegade. Welcome back, Tom.
Nice to be back, Dominic.
Dressed very well.
Lemmings is one of your favourite games, but this is a very tricky level here.
What's he using? Is
It's very much a right first time.
It must be the Amiga.
He's got 91% to get home. He can afford to use up 6. There's only one style of lemming he can use, which is the exploding style, to get through the floors, missing the fires on the way. It'll really test him.
Okay, well, let's see if Robert's up to it. Robert, are you ready? Then start saving those lemmings. Okay, the lemmings are starting to come out. He's got to guide them to the exit at the bottom right-hand corner.
Okay, 91%.
Tom, how does he go about it?
Well, what he's got to do, Dominic, is set up a series of
Come on, Robert.
pitches on selected lemmings. You can see the counter working its way down. There are a number of safe compartments on the way.
Oh, look at him. He's getting the lemmings ready.
All the explosions only take his lemmings through the safe compartments.
Oh!
Ones with the deep fryers.
Oh, he's burnt some.
Losing a few, he's losing a few, but he may be all right. Now he's dropping them straight down. He is doing well.
This is all about timing, isn't it? Surely if you played this level enough times, then
It's a high total.
the timing will be easy to remember. It's not really much of a challenge, I don't think. There's not much skill in this.
Down now, he's got 2 minutes.
You remember where you've got to set the timer.
He's probably got enough time to bring them home. It's just will it be
Speed up, my son. That's it.
percentage counter clock.
Lemmings 1, of course. You can't speed up the action. You can speed up the flow, but not the pace of the lemmings once they are out.
Very, very tense here. We can see the percentage going out in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's got to get to 91%. It's going to be very, very close here.
I think he's all right on the timer. It really does come down to this percentage mark.
I think he'll be alright. I think he'll get about 94%.
He's sped up the release
That's
rate.
right, and the
It's all
crowd are
down
going
to-
wild here. How's Robert going to do it? 74, 75, he's going for 91. 80,
Oh, he didn't. He got 87. Oh, man. No golden joystick for you.
4% off.
Deary me, Robert.
But you were 1 or 2 lemmings away from that. It was very close. Tell us, what went wrong?
Well, the
Clicked in the wrong place.
I just timed him in the wrong place and went to part. You know, it's terrible.
Right, now I know that you've clocked a whole game, but is that one of the tougher levels, do you think?
It is pretty tough, yeah. Timing's critical, otherwise you're dead from the start, really.
Right, well, our commiserations once again, Rob, but you supplied us with a lot of sparkly fun anyway. Thank you very much indeed, and you may tread with a weary heart, but happy memories back to Leicester.
Cheers.
Robert Clark.
Unlucky, Robert. You tried your best.
So, with that exhilarating but ultimately fruitless effort, tonight's show comes to an end. Well, it's smoking jacket and steaming jasmine time. We'll see you in 7 days for another...
Have to wait till next week now. So there we go. There is episode 2 from series 1 of Gamesmaster. I do hope you enjoyed watching this with me. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.